There's a reason we don't remember our dreams in full. It's not just biology, it's protection. The late 1980s, a classified military experiment aimed to weaponize sleep. Not dreams, sleep itself. But what started as a research project, it ended with sealed body bags, a burned facility, and records so deeply buried, not even Fuya could crack them. This is the story of a sleep experiment that went so wrong. They didn't just shut it down, they erased it, or at least they tried. It was called Project Morpheus, a joint venture between the Department of Defense and a now-defunct branch of DARPA. The goal? To create soldiers who didn't need sleep for weeks. Imagine an army with no fatigue, no REM rebound, no hallucinations. A dreamless soldier who never shuts down. They believed the key was to manipulate the sleep cycle. By suppressing REM sleep and extending stage 3 deep sleep indefinitely. No dreams, no nightmares. Just uninterrupted, rejuvenating silence. But nature doesn't like being tricked, and the mind doesn't like being silenced. 6 volunteers, all male, ages 24 to 36. All military personnel with high psychological resilience scores. None had histories of sleep disorders, psychosis, or trauma. Each one signed a non-disclosure agreement stating they'd participate in a month-long sleep optimization trial. They were told it was for improving combat performance. They were not told about the REM suppression. They were not told what would happen to their minds. And they were definitely not told that they were the second group. For the first 48 hours, everything seemed normal. No dreams. Subjects reported feeling well-rested, sharper. Improved memory recall, reaction time, spatial awareness. But by day 5, that changed. One subject, number 3, began hearing a voice in the white noise of the fan in his chamber. Not unusual, the scientist said. Auditory hallucinations were expected side effects. But then, subjects began reporting the same voice, same words, same tone, at the same hour. 3:11 a.m. Every single night. The voice said, "You're not supposed to be here. Go back. It's waking up." By day 7, subject 6 was found standing in the corner of his chamber, motionless, facing the wall. He had clawed off his fingernails. The audio logs captured him whispering, "Don't blink. It notices sleep is the door. We're holding it open." He was removed from the program. But 2 hours later, a night shift technician was found unconscious in the same chamber. Her vitals were fine, but she would not wake up, not for 72 hours. When she finally did, she repeated a phrase over and over. "Who opened the mirror?" At this point, scientists grew concerned. The entire purpose of the experiment was to eliminate dreaming, but EEG scans began showing abnormal bursts of REM-like activity. Only it wasn't normal REM. Brainwave patterns were reversed. Spikes occurred in parts of the brain typically dormant during sleep. Worse, subjects reported dreaming while awake. One described it as being in a place behind his eyelids, even when his eyes were open. Another wrote in his journal, "I don't think I'm dreaming. I think something else is, and I'm just stuck inside it." What does that mean? Can a mind be dreaming, even when the body isn't? On the night of day 9, something happened in chamber 4. The lights went out. Emergency backups failed. The blackout lasted only 43 seconds, but when they turned back on, subject 2 was gone, vanished. No signs of forced exit, no breach. Just an empty bed soaked in sweat. The security feed corrupted. Only static. Then a single frame at timestamp. 3 hours, 11 minutes, and 4 seconds. A still image. Subject is standing over himself, eyes black, mouth wide open, as if screaming silently. That footage was later deleted from the archive. Officially, it never existed. By day 10, the experiment was in chaos. Subjects became violent. One attacked a scientist, gouging his eye while screaming, "He keeps turning me inside out." Another tried to drown himself in a sink. 2 more began communicating in an unknown language. And translated phonetically, the language bore resemblance to a Nokina language claimed to be spoken by angels in occult rituals. One researcher quit that same night, left the base, vanished. Her home was found abandoned, dinner still warm on the table. At this point, a new theory emerged, that by suppressing REM sleep so aggressively, the mind wasn't resting, it was redirecting. Dreams weren't disappearing. They were being rerouted into a shared space. A neural convergence point. 6 minds, all trying to dream with nowhere to go. What happens when human consciousness is trapped in a feedback loop? When sleep no longer separates you from others, but binds you to them, and worse? What if something else was dreaming through them? Subject 2 returned. And no one knows how. Security footage from Chamber 2 reactivated at 3:11 a.m. Subject to just appeared, standing, eyes closed. He was covered in ash, his mouth sealed shut with skin, his arms outstretched. Monitors showed no vitals, but the EEG was active, and then he screamed. Not from his mouth, from the intercom system. Every speaker on the base. The sound triggered seizures in 2 researchers. Another began bleeding from his nose and eyes. The scream contained frequencies below human hearing range, and something else embedded in the waveform. A pattern. It's like a sigil. That night, everything fell apart. Subject 5 tore out his own tongue and painted a symbol on the chamber floor using his blood. Subject 4 had stopped blinking entirely, he whispered. The dreamer's waking, then tore open his chest with his bare hands. The emergency protocol was triggered. The facility was sealed, and then burned. Official cause of fire? Electrical malfunction? Unofficially? They wanted to ensure nothing walked out. Nothing followed. No body bags were retrieved. No survivor spoke publicly. Experiment was shut down. It's not decommissioned. Buried. Every known document relating to Project Morpheus was redacted. Every name changed or erased. But fragments leaked. A journal page recovered from a closed auction in Nevada read, "Sleep is not rest. It's migration. When you suppress the border, something else gets through." Years later, rumors spread of soldiers with sleep disorders experiencing shared hallucinations, of a secret protocol used in black site prisons to extract information using dream manipulation. But most chilling, memo uncovered in 2012. Do not attempt to replicate REM suppression under any condition. Subject 2 is not contained. Sleep with caution. Maybe you've had nights where you wake at 3:11 a.m. No reason, just awake. Heart racing, feeling watched. Maybe it's just anxiety. Maybe your mind's playing tricks on you. Maybe it's waiting for you to open the door again. So, if you find yourself staring at the ceiling tonight, unable to move, hearing whispers from nowhere, don't answer them. Don't respond, because the dream might not be yours.